Welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling, everyone. And with one official show now under their belt, All Elite Wrestling put tickets on sale today for Fyter Fest, their next event coming up on June 29th. Following the luxurious gaming and wrestling event, AEW will then present Fight for the Fallen on July 13th. After that, the company will go about 6 weeks without a show from July to August until All Out is presented from Chicago on August 31st. Now, one question fans have been asking regarding future AEW shows is if the non-pay-per-view events will be made available for fans to see. So both Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen are currently showing up on the streaming schedule for BR Live. So it looks very much like both of these shows are going to stream on the Bleacher Report's streaming service live. So let's run down the updated match listings for the shows that All Elite Wrestling has scheduled this summer, starting with AEW Fyter Fest on June 29th from the Daytona Beach Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. In his in-ring debut for All Elite Wrestling, Jon Moxley will take on Joey Janela. That match was just signed today. Cody versus Darby Allin. That match was signed back in April. It will be Darby Allin's debut with the promotion. In a hardcore match, and this is a rematch from the CEO Gaming Convention last year, when Kenny Omega also ran a show, Michael Nakazawa will take on Alex Jabali. And this match here has now been updated. It was originally Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros and Pac. Pac has now been replaced with a silhouette, and his replacement will be named at a later date, but Pac has been removed from the official match listings for Fyter Fest. Just about just about 2 weeks later, their Fight for the Fallen will take place from Daly's Place Amphitheater in Jacksonville, Florida. 3 matches have been confirmed for this event. Brandy Rhodes will take on Allie, and we'll see if there's any leftover hostility between those two. Kenny Omega will take on Shima. And then in a match which isn't officially listed, but it was referenced at the end of Cody versus Dustin Rhodes from Double or Nothing. Cody said that he signed on to face the Young Bucks at this event, and he doesn't need a partner. He needs his brother. Cody and Dustin Rhodes will take on the Young Bucks. That should be an interesting match. It should be interesting to see if Cody and Dustin continue on as a tag team past that. Are they going to be in the tag team division? We know Cody's not in the mix of things right now for the World Championship. It's down to Chris Jericho and Hangman Page for that. Speaking of Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship, we still don't know when that match is going to take place. No matches have been announced thus far for All Out on August 31st, but you would have to imagine that the 1-year anniversary of All In would be a fantastic place to have the first ever AEW World Championship match, which will be Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho. One other thing I wanted to bring up in this video is the possibility of Jon Moxley participating in the G1 tournament in Japan. Now, Moxley will debut for New Japan Pro Wrestling on June 5th on the final night of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. He will take on Juice Robinson for the IWGP United States Championship after being revealed as the mystery person behind the Time's Up videos, which had been targeting Juice Robinson as of late in New Japan. Now, this is just speculation, but there is some reason to believe Moxley could enter New Japan's G1 tournament this summer. The first night of the tournament is on July 6th in Dallas. Night 2 of the tournament this year is a week later from Korakuen Hall in Japan. So the first night of the G1 is in Dallas. You know New Japan would like to sell some more tickets to that event, and having Jon Moxley on the card would certainly do that. Now, AEW has an event on July 13th that Moxley would be unable to make if he's in the G1. With that being said, however, Moxley has a match listed for Fyter Fest, but nothing yet for Fight for the Fallen. Also, if you look at the events that Moxley has booked, the independent events, which you see up on your screen now, you'll see there happens to be, he's got some June events, and he's got some August events that take place after the G1 ends. So the G1 goes from July 6th to August 12th. He's got nothing booked in those dates, but he's got dates booked after and before. So that could be seen as evidence that Jon Moxley will enter the G1. That's just speculation, however. We'll keep you up to date with everything going on with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any news or reports from Spoiler Free Wrestling.